Welcome back from the lunch break. Council, if you're ready to continue, you may proceed, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Mr. Fadera, welcome back.
Mr. Fadera, bismillah. Abaraka baka, Council.
Mr. Fadera,
thank you very much, Council.
You are still on the oath.
Very well.
So, before the break, we were talking about the sale of the land by the council, the Mansakonko Area Council. And you are deprived of it. So you agreed to withdraw your case against the how do you call it? Against who are the people against whom you are proceeding?
The businessman, the chief and the governor.
Businessman.
Council, before you proceed, isn't there an area council account into which the 300,000 would be deposited?
There should be, but it's the proceeds of sale that should be deposited there. We don't know whether it's 300,000. That's the problem. Do you have the transfer document?
Transfer.
Who can't do Jumala?
Yalon Bria Cordian Dinkra sang, Meje sang. The Kaitol de la Cardiala Kaitan de la Cosai, Italon Janti.
The council level.
The council has it.
But I think you showed me a document showing the transfer of the land.
Let me come there.
No, the
document I showed you.
Notice
I gave you 2 notice documents.
Notice
the other notice.
What the first notice?
That's the first notice.
Notice of eviction.
Notice of eviction. Yes, that's to remove me from the place.
Notice
the second one.
Well, suspension of eviction.
That's the suspension of the eviction.
But
when we were going to court, when my lawyer wanted them to clarify the issue, again, apart from those 2 documents, saying that that plot belongs to the area council, because they are the people who allocated it to Fadera, and they are the same people who wrote the eviction order,
and we told the suspension order for
and they are the same people who wrote the suspension letter.
Therefore,
he made another document. He said that the plot I am using, the one they took from me,
Soma Village Development Fund, Soma Development Committee,
belongs to the Soma Development Committee.
VDC cannot.
He said the village development committee.
VDC the businessman.
He said the place was bought by the VDC, who decided to give it to the businessman.
No. The property was owned by the VDC, who sold it to this business.
Who sold it to the businessman?
Village Development Committee businessman he transfer document.
He said the VDC owned the plot, who sold it to the businessman, and they made the transfer document and gave it to him.
Could you send me the copy?
Yes. One moment.
That became a big problem for me. Because when I was applying for this program, I applied it to the Mansakonko Area Council.
And the eviction notice was about Mansakonko Area Council.
And the eviction notice came from the Mansakonko Area Council.
And the suspension notice was about Mansakonko Area Council.
And the suspension notice came from the Mansakonko Area Council.
High Court.
But when we were going to High Court,
Soma Development Committee, two ownership.
Then when we were going to court, that was the time when the chief said that the plot belongs to the VDC, who sold it to the businessman. And my lawyer said that's fraud.
Okay, just hold a second. Mansakonko Area Council. Who was the alter ego of Mansakonko Area Council? Who had responsibility for the administration of Mansakonko Area Council?
Oh, what Mansakonko Area Council the time nya abejumala bulunu.
Wala mu CEO Chief Executive Officer wala mu ila ke bati.
What was his name?
Atodum.
Whatuma? Ngamira konto mu Jobate.
I think his surname was Jobate.
Babading Jobate.
I don't know his name, but I know his surname very well.
Exactly. And the chief also would be involved in every land transaction in that area, correct?
Amunda sefo fanang korda ku tamande kunya membe tamala ji adaka bulaje de kodi.
Bake.
Very well.
And the alcalo also would be involved in the land transaction.
Alcalo fanan daka bula ko nyin konale.
Hani era councilor lano alcalo daraje.
The alkali is not part of the area council.
Every land that is sold within the jurisdiction of the alcalo should be involved.
Ninga be wafida alkalo nyina utusato konoje alkalo nyina kala mutala.
Hani ni era council fe mu keno memo era council la kamen supervise alkalo da ka tarawoto jara soma because jara soma am capital walti.
Jara soma they take it as a capital, and land business, the alkali is not part of it. It all is rested on the area on the
but that is your position.
Abola nyama fana.
And that's how it is.
Aruna revenue membe ka collect in ka be develop le sujara somale.
Just hold a second. Just hold a second. This land transaction was approved by the Chief Executive Officer of Mansakonko Area Council.
Meye sonta ko nyinna wala Chief Executive Officer member marali Mansakonko Area Council la.
You agree?
Isonta nyawala.
Follow ta.
The first one.
I say this particular one. This transfer you say is a forgery or is a fraud.
Well, at a grand style.
Well, just a second. Irrespective of what your lawyer thought, if you say that this land belonged to Mansakonko Area Council, well, the transfer was approved by Mansakonko Area Council.
Transfer ni wala keno ka saundi ka bondi doto ka samba bulu doto me ya sontala wala Mansakonko Area Council ti.
And you can, Mr. Kambi, show it to him. The signature,
the bottom,
approved by CEO. You could see that it is signed by Jobate. I can give you another document. You can compare the signatures.
No,
exactly.
I've seen it.
So Mansakonko Area Council approved the sale. So how could Mansakonko Area Council defraud Mansakonko Area Council?
Sila Mansakonko Area Council wala sonda si firo nyina. Sila Mansakonko Area Council kilingo nyimfana be tapale yake Mansakonko Area Council tapale yano.
Yin kaito bota Somalia mambo Mansakonko Area Council.
This document came from Soma, but not from the Mansakonko Area Council.
Wala beje Mansakonko Area Council a letter heritage council.
Yes.
It doesn't have the Mansakonko Area Council letterhead.
But it has the signature of the Mansakonko Area Council Chief Executive.
He is one of the co-conspirators because he was one of the guys who he was among the people who shared the money.
It also has the stamp and signature of the alcalo.
Andung alcalo fana na signature na la stampo fana bejere.
Forgery leti.
That's forgery.
And that of the chief too.
Nin sefo fana ta.
Wala fraud start number 1.
So you are just using these terms making allegations, but you have no proof of fraud.
E kamenke wala atandina ko wolem. Ila baro wala ila do ko fasar.
Their deeds is what revealed what they do.
So, who was chairman of the Soma VDC?
Soma VDC la kiama no munu jumaletinu.
Malonde.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Did you inquire whether the Soma VDC, the right person, signed the document?
When karo akonyin ne ke akonyin la banka fo kwa long fo membe no VDC la kiama ni ala fo nyin kaito nyin sign na ba.
Council, another manke kabirin dunia Gambia lora janto masakongo era council administration rokono VDC dara na mambulaje.
Since the beginning of things, Mansakonko Area Council, the VDC has never been involved in their transactions.
But
itolle kela arrangement o sambanang puru ilafta ye Mansakonko Area Council ye ase sembentu yandi bari itolli bikana Mansakonko Area Council administration kono e buka partage e mans role sodoje hani demanding.
They don't take part or they don't have any role in whatever Mansakonko Area Council does. The VDC is set up by themselves.
And do you know what is the role of the VDC?
VDC, yela do golo na bang ila longkunta.
Ego Village Development Committee.
They said it is the Village Development Committee.
Isn't it? And if money is to come to the village,
who
would it, to which institution would it go to?
Bita do ko bunda jumalto.
Ni kodo?
Nada sate oto, bita bunda jumalto.
Ni kodo nada sate oto.
Sate o
Akata sate ola Development Committee.
It goes to the Village Development Committee.
Exactly. And this was money coming to the village, to the village, isn't it?
Council 100% in kodo mata Soma Development Committee aduila hajiteje anamanke.
This I know 100%. This money didn't go to the Soma Development Council because it never happened there.
But how can you prove that?
Council mbejele on the ground. Era council la tamani janga alone onkata jele every day.
I was there on the ground and I know how area council works and I go there every day.
Then why did you agree really to drop this case in exchange for that other case for which you still believe that you were innocent?
Silang muna na isonda katanyang case ni katafa kiti bunda ka bondije kiti la me alon ko ison ilata nyinna ko yete tumi menna mu kiti le tumi le me alon ko aman sota ikay man so
no kele criminal action of commissioner Ousmane Diallo criminal action ay kole amel lankanga ka wala yama bari nga kele feroten.
It's because of the suffering I encountered by the criminal action of Commissioner Ousmane Diatta. What he did to me, this is why I agreed to do that.
And Ousmane Diatta?
And Ousmane Diatta, what he did to me like this, it was financed and influenced by Yaya Jajusi.
100%.
100%.
Do you have proof?
He said and also
what he did is what revealed it to me.
The sale of the land, is that what you're saying?
Arrest me and accuse me false accusations.
You see, when I look at this land transfer, what I see is that the Alcalo, the VDC, the chief executive, and the chief are all involved in this sale.
VDC, Alcalo, CFO, and Chief Executive Officer member Mansanko Area Council, they more than Melanco double and Kenola and Wafi.
Correct?
Nimu fabricated paper, Council.
This is a fabricated paper.
Are you saying, who did you say fabricated this paper?
CFO Yaya Jajusi will fabricate.
This was fabricated by CFO.
So you are saying that Yaya Jajusi falsified the signature of Chief Executive BK Jobate. That's what you are saying.
Chief Executive Officer member of Mansanko Area Council ala signature nying ay wala fa aya sunyato faling.
Ma fo nyamade. I make ngamel long.
What he did, what I know. Let
me
make this paper for a cover-up for our... Because Baba Dundin Jabate got his own share.
If an aba sign nale,
He will also sign it.
Alcalo Muna Badumulti, Oba sign Haneman Fendiala.
Alcalo is my relative. Even if I don't give him anything, he's a relative.
Nara VDC Kiamano Oba Bandala from Omantara Keri, Nara Ufana, Ufana Muna Badu, Aba sign in the Burkan Koba.
The VDC chairman is of late now, but at that time, as a relative, he will also sign it.
Wolekata?
This is what happened.
Wole keta or ye wole guess?
Ani Wolekata?
Kita bang foye wala mira.
100%.
100%, that's what happened.
Mr. Fadera,
Fadera.
Council.
this is just your guess as to what happened.
Nyimuite la kun.
Nalone, Nimba Kokono Lamba Temale.
I know, because I was in the middle of everything.
But what you claim to know is simply a guess.
Bare ite ki men kaninko ya melong kuna miro ronere.
Council, Fenkili Moflata Kenola Atioti.
Just answer the question. You have no first-hand knowledge of what you are saying. It's all based on guesswork.
Man kibar senen so robe men fo kan bebe sujiri men na wala kuna miro ti.
Council Nimanyina.
Council, if I can remember,
Ningani Kabringa Kadosoro.
when I got this document,
Namiranga Monin Kala Memu Vidisila member.
I think I asked somebody who is a member of the VDC.
I meant for Nimanina Dunkaltar Quanola.
What he told me, if I remember, I swore by the Quran.
Of course, several not a Puria Marco in Kaidor.
He said it
Yeah,
was the
fabricate.
chief who came and told them to help them or help him make this paper,
Purkayin Cairo fabricate.
so that they will fabricate this. They will make this false document.
Well, I understand.
That's what is my stand.
Okay. So Hamidou Ja also, his signature is falsified? Is that what you
Hamidu
say?
Jaffa na signature ni ofona ilafta fala yo ofona sunyaro keleba ya falin.
Well, Mo Yinigani Makataola.
I didn't ask about that.
So you simply do not have anything to prove the accusations that you are making.
Rakamunda ite ka tumirol men fo ma hani tu ma seda ndir bambandi ngosoro wala pour ke delo kuma ka woni bambandi.
Fenkili Moflata Kenola Atioti.
One property cannot belong to two people.
At a correctla.
That cannot be correct.
Hakulo Masonga Lua Masonga.
Well, my mind doesn't take it, and I don't think the law will take it.
What I understand.
And you have made another accusation
Hani ka biye tumir do fanang fo.
about the $5,000 he bribe.
Wala vile lulo nyinde me alon ko du ko mo fananti.
Baba Fadera, what are you?
I was given that information by Baba Fadera.
What do you say if I tell you that Baba Fadera has denied saying that to you?
We mo yimana sada be men fola ni ya moy ko Baba Fadera balanta wala la yo so le ko amo.
Baba I will fonte.
That's
I don't
what
know more than 10 times. I go like
Baba, that's what he told me. And I asked him more than 10 times. He repeated the same thing, and that's what he told me.
What do you say when I tell you that Baba denied that? He said he never told you that.
Yimana sada be men fola ning ko Baba ko amon so wala nana mo fo.
Odo Baba le fanya for na travel keta.
But then it will be Baba who is telling lies, if that is true.
Well, and you have no first-hand information that that 5,000 was ever paid.
Emang kibar seneng soto ko nyindo ka longo kasabatindi ko wililulo jotale.
I have repeatedly.
He told me repeatedly.
Aduna a senior wife mo abarendi maldi.
And my first wife, my senior wife, is a nephew to him, is a niece to him.
I have na muso fanai.
And he also gave the same information to my wife.
Well, and this is why it is not good to rely on hearsay information.
Wala ya sabu akumaya da aman sabade puruka suji ni ngamoi kuma kan wala ron.
Sonta wala bar council du ko men be kadi a receipt bukatarala.
I agree to that, council. But all bribes are never receipted.
And we bukala fa lankenema.
And they don't want it to come out to light.
But the person you are saying gave the bribe denied it.
Barede moment to fo ko wala du ko nyindi o balantala le.
Ma amo fonye.
He didn't tell me that.
Well, I can assure you that he told us, the TRRC.
Nsila mani andi no nyinna ko ay wal fon to le jan TRRC.
Otoni akata wala nyama mbela lela kumola botai fanya ala fo ala family.
Then I will take your word. But if that is the truth, he told a lie to his own family.
Well, And it means you have repeated that lie to the commission.
Oto amunda koto munyete wala nyidiko oto fani ani fana yo murunkan commission nyati la janne.
They relied on telecom because now I'm a fani afonye.
I relied on him because I never thought that he would tell me a lie.
Okay, so let us move on. Let us move on.
Thank you.
2014.
In 2014, I was in my home at Jara Soma.
And la operative follow mo saba wala mo fula wala lunda na koda kono.
3 operatives from the NIA or 2 came to my home.
Bo saba la barakilo be bantale.
There were 3, but 1 stayed out of the compound. The 2 ones who came into the compound, one is called Suleiman Jaite. The other one, so name is Jallo, but I forgot his first name. The one standing out was a female called Wonto Dabo.
Suleiman Jaite and Jallo.
Suleiman Jaite and Jallo, they came into my compound. 12th April 2014. In 2014. When they came, they said they came for me. They were sent. And information came from Banjul saying that I should be arrested and taken to Mansakonko. And from there, you will be taken to Banjul. I asked them what has happened. They said they were not given that information. I told them, well, I have not had my dinner. Let me just have food. They followed me up to the interior of my house. I ate only 1 spoon. I said, no, I am okay. Let's go. We left. We went to Mansakonko. When we reached,
NIA director, regional director.
The regional director, the NIA regional director. Dada Mane. He also arrived with his car. He asked for the OC.
Police station or Mansakonko?
At the police station at Mansakonko. They said he is not around. They said he told them to call him. They called him. His name is Abdu Dabo. He came.
Director Dada Mane. Orders from headquarters Banjul NIA.
He said he got orders from the Banjul NIA headquarters.
Fadera arrest place alla custody.
Saying that Fadera, we should arrest him and put him under your custody. Tomorrow a vehicle will come and collect him and take him to Banjul. That's the information that I came to deliver here.
So
that's him here. Book him. Tomorrow a vehicle will come to pick him up. I spent the night in the cell, and the following morning, the vehicle came. But I can remember that during the night, my temper rose up. Seriously. My temperature rose up, really. I asked them, I wanted to go to the hospital because my temperature rose up and my head was paining.
Police on duty, OC.
The police on duty called the OC Abdu Dabo.
Fadera complaint
It informed him that Fadera has complained that he is sick and he wants to go to the hospital. He said, leave him there to die. Because he's an opposition. I was there till in the morning. The vehicle came and picked me up. I was taken to Banjul. When we reached Banjul, I was detained. That day, I think it was on the 13th. I was
Ufana
detained.
ngamira benta Saturday lefe.
I think it was on a Saturday.
Sunday you lentara.
Because on Sunday we went.
Monday
Monday,
Yensamba iko panel of investigators.
I was taken to face a panel of investigators.
O panel kono
Among that panel,
yobe de kafa Assis Haidara,
there was somebody called Assis Haidara
Omar Tunkara,
and Omar Tunkara,
Lamin Sanyang,
Lamin Sanyang,
and Wal Jallo.
and Wan Jalo.
Sisida
We sat down.
ekonyo ko yalo mune samananja.
They told me, do you know why you are brought here?
Ko e malom
I said, I don't know.
ko ite
They said, you,
Pandere le report ya Pandere Mbai
and Rimbai reported you here,
ko ite Kassim Fadera
saying that you, Kassim Fadera,
ite le ka kibaro dia la Masa Congo region.
you are the person who used to pass him information from the Mansakonko region.
Masa Kundala activities
All what activities, all the government activities that take place here,
authority le bebe Masa Congo
and all the authorities around Mansakonko,
ila maanyalu
whatever they do,
anim fana ekaye ko
and also you told him that,
ko ya jame akurantale
saying that Yaya Jammeh is sick,
anda abota la kordaro sinyafula
and he fell in his compound on 2 occasions.
wotu mo len jeleta
That's the time when I laughed.
ngo diaka
I said, is that true? They said yes.
nkaye ko ngenyi ninka jumale o foy
I asked them, who told you this?
ko Pandere Mbai
They said, Panderimbai.
ko nyabari ne Pandere Mbai la kacha
They said, but your discussion with Panderimbai
abe recording ne
is recorded,
ada recordo be mbulle
and we have the recording.
sain itling
Now, tell us the truth,
because ye infonye itele mu spy ti
because we have been told that you are the spy.
itele mu spy chief de Masa Congo region
You are the spy chief in the Mansakonko area
against APRC government
against the APRC government.
itele mu mi alon ko journalist ul ka jete la kordato
You are the person who hosts journalists.
nga kalamta ko daily observer ala reporter abela suolo kono
We understand that the reporter for the Daily Observer is in your compound.
nga to nyalem
I said yes.
ko nga kalamta fana foria newspaper ala reporter abela kordalo kono
We understand also that the reporter for the Foreign newspaper is also in your compound.
ngo yo to nyalti
I said that's true.
ko je sain ilim Pandere Mbai la kacha ngana wolto
So now let's go to the discussion or the chat you had with Panderimbai.
ngai mem for de tele afo Pandere le
What we said here, you are the person who gave that information to Panderi.
ngo ko al audio play
I told them, play the audio now.
bara abe recording
As far as you said it's recorded.
wala bu sedoti
That's the witness. That's the evidence.
ko hani
They said no.
bari itele afae
As far as you gave him the
ite fonga
information,
bejang
you yourself, you are here.
kade fam badani
Don't bother yourself.
asata
Just tell us.
after sina audio play
Afterwards, we will play the audio.
ite am da Pandere Mbai ne ba
Did you talk to Panderimbai?
ye ya jamela kumo fay
Did you ever tell him anything about Yaya
ya
Jammeh?
fay fana ya jaisi
If you tell him also about Yaya Jajusi,
aka banku wa folege
he's involved in land sales,
anu ya fay fana ko
and you also told him that
nundo governor Lamin Dabo
the former governor Lamin Dabo,
ani ya jasila kuya
the bad blood between him and Yaya Jajusi,
yo fana report Panderia
you also gave that information to Panderimbai.
jelta ko rege
I laughed again.
iko am da Pandere Mbai
They asked me again, did you talk to
Italy.
Panderimbai? Just tell us the truth.
won don mala fi problème soro
Because we don't want you to land yourself
ko
in a
ha am
problem.
da Pandere
I said, I talked to Panderi.
iko am time ne la
What did you tell him?
ngai sefo ya jajisi
I said to them that, say for Yaya Jajusi,
ay treatment no men kenna
the treatment that he meted on me
ani governor
and the governor
ani NIA la director Demba Sow
and the NIA director Demba Sow,
na la kachata ta world
that's what we discussed.
anu wo kuma kan
And what I told him,
wala fo newspaper be Gambia banko
that's what I told all the newspapers.
anu newspaper le asafel
And that's what the newspapers
na tra
wrote.
wolem
If that is the case,
bo report of nang ba di la jang wala katan
I'll give you that report here. That's what happened.
ibe jeleta
They all laughed.
iko Di kwa.
They said, yeah.
Go ko sa think do Lamin Dabo dun ko Lamin Dabo.
They said, what about Lamin Dabo? I said, Lamin Dabo, the former
Atla fa la ba ko hani.
did he tell you that information? They said, no.
Mo man soro.
I said, no, that's not true.
Lamin Dabo on kai wo isafro no onteti.
Lamin Dabo can write better than me.
Because Lamin Dabo graduated in England.
Because Lamin Dabo is a graduate from England.
So sa inte wo bende bula safro nyadi.
How can he then tell me to write something for him?
So another concentrate ya jasi.
Now they came back and concentrated on Yaya Jajusi's case. I said about him, that's true. I told Panderimbai something about him.
Report newspaper.
But what I told Panderimbai is the same thing that I gave all the
newspaper. Daily newsletter.
And that's what's written on this newspaper.
daily newsletter.
And I think something is written on these documents, on these newspapers. This is for a newspaper. It is on it.
So
they told me,
sign
now,
Panderi nabe kachal.
We will talk with Panderi. All what you said, we agree to that. But we will talk with Panderi before we will play the audio. We recorded your voice, and what we have, we will give that information to our leaders. Whatever happens, we will bring the information back to you.
Mr. Fadera, the article you're talking about, is it only in the Daily News or is it in other papers?
Foreign newspaper also is there.
It's also in foreign newspaper.
Okay. I could see it in the Daily News.
Two Daily News. Foreign newspaper one. Bakoba.
Huh?
Bakoba, I believe. You've seen it?
This is... Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
May I proceed?
No, hold a second. Is it on the Foroya? Which page?
Front page or back page? Just cipher it.
It's not in the front page.
May I see? Sorry, let me help.
Just a moment.
You seen most of my job, the governor? Picho? Or Wajuara?
This is the group. Okay. Were you involved in another case with Karamba Jabi Mustafa Kambi, Demba Kamara?
Those people, they are also victims.
They are also victims?
Yes, so.
So what happened to you happened to all those other people?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is not a standalone case against you?
Yeah. So,
okay. All right.
So, coming NIL Jamra.
After talking with the NIA, they said to me, what we wanted from you today, we've got that. Now we will go and talk to our leaders. And they told the guard to return me back to the detention center. I was taken back to detention.
3-4 days.
After 3 to 4 days, they called me again.
The same questionnaires.
The same questions.
You only repeat.
They repeated the same answers. I gave them the same answers. Now, as he said to me, now we will go and talk to our senior officers. They will analyze the report. Whatever they see in the report, we will send it to the AG's chambers
for advice.
I said, okay, there's no problem.
While at the NIA this time around, did anything unpleasant happen to you? NIA. When I was there, really, I was suffering from ulcer. They cook food, but the type of food I want, I don't get it. I was very sick there. But you were sick as a result of a pre-existing condition.
Well,
also benna.
I was suffering from I don't get food that I should eat, and that makes me sick. I don't get food. Milk.
Port killing.
One milk. That's what I eat every time. That's what I live on.
But were they giving you money to buy food?
$25.
$25.
And was that the sum that was given to everybody else? Every other detainee?
No, they cook food. Those who those who consume food, they give the food to those people. Those who don't eat food, they give them $25.
So you chose the option of $25? Just a moment.
Okay, sorry.
So you therefore have no complaints when it comes to food, because you were given the daily ration money for food.
$25
Council. When I was going, I went with some money. I used to give money to the guards. They go and buy Afra for me. That's what I eat.
You see, Kassim could afford Afra for lunch, but the daily thing for Gambia at that time, perhaps maybe $25 was enough.
But $25, I attended the council.
$25 cannot feed me.
Yes, because you are Kassim Fadera.
Kassim Fadera. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So let's proceed.
Okay, so Kabiri Mboida follow.
When I fell down for the first time, a nurse was brought in. He checked me. She checked
Mr.
me.
Fadera,
Said,
are you reading from your statement? Yes, you are reading from your statement.
It's not that, Council, I never lie. It's a different thing.
Okay, put your statement aside.
This is not the statement, if
Okay.
Complete different story.
Okay, good. Thank you. Proceed.
Okay. So,
could you leave those papers aside? Yes.
No soñing.
When the nurse came,
I borrowed dinner.
She gave me some medicines.
Called me.
Those are the medicines I was drinking. And then I stayed there. We were there. They didn't give me any report. But every day, truthfully,
Assis Hydra,
when he's coming inside, coming to me, he'll come to me and greet me. He'll tell me, Fadera, you are here. I said, yes. He said, well, I feel sympathy for you. I have investigated your case.
Family.
You have a big family. I said, that's true. But what can I do? Because I'm here held by you people. He said, it is not me. DG. Yankuba Baji. He is the man who holds the fort. It is on his orders that we are here.
One occasion.
One day he took me aside.
Kassim.
He said to me, Kassim,
you
people are part of the Sirif clan. I'm a Serif. I will tell you something that will help you. Don't you have relatives? Let them go to the chief, Yaya Jajusi, and let them plead with him so that you can leave this place. Because we did our job and we are ready. And the reason what brought you here, what made you to be staying here up to now?
Head of investigation.
I am the head of the investigation unit. But when I asked our DG, he doesn't tell me anything. But the intelligence report, what I have, if you can send people to Yaya Jajusi, because Yankuba Baji is a son to him, Yankuba Baji took him as a father.
You're saying
now, when he told me this, I said to him, thank you. You are a complete Hydra. but I continued there, staying there. I was there for 1 month. On one occasion also, I became sick. I suffered really. I was suffering from stomach problems. I fell down. Worms. On that day, most of those NIA who were there, they were afraid. They thought that I was going to die. But with the help of Allah, there was a man, a relative of mine, that coincided with his coming there. And he's also an NIA. Nansumana Jase from Kolior. He met us there. All of them came and stood over me. When he saw that,
James.
He went to one of their guard commanders, an NIA called James. He said, let's go and see. When they went aside, on the whole, they went to the DG. And they gave DG the report, saying that this man's condition, if we don't release him from here, he might die. Then they came and told me that. James said, can you have somebody who will bail you? I said, yes. I have brothers in Brikama. Let me call them.
Okay.
He said, okay. Let's go to Sukuta Jame's office. We all went to Sukuta. Sukuta used to call me my in-law. He said to me, my in-law, what has happened? I said, well, okay, here. He said, okay, now, whom do you want to call? I said, I want to call Mamina Fadera. He asked me to give him the number, and I gave him the number. Mamina was called. He came. He signed the bail bond for me. And I was released. After 1 month. But I go and report for the bail bond. Weekly. I was there. One day somebody came to me at Jarasoma. He said his name is Bakari Dahaba. He said he was working as an informer with the NIA. He said he has pity for me. And he was aware of my arrest. And he himself played a part in it. And he's the person whom the chief sends to DG. What he told me was that he was the DG's errand boy. But now, when this thing happened, on the whole, I am a relative to him. Because his wife, his wife's aunt is my stepmother. When this news spread around, he himself regretted because he played a part. Now he told me now, these NIA boys, they want you to give them something so that you will not go for reporting anymore. I will talk to them. Because DG is my friend. I asked him now, how much am I going to give you? He said to me, give me 10,000, I will give them that. I said to him, I don't have money. These people destroyed my whole business. And I have a big family. I said to him, let me talk to my relatives. I talked to my brother who is sitting here. I said to them, I don't have money. It said to me now,
ndol bakat la nga 5000 o saba
we will try and make up about 5,000.
bara te fana mum badi design
Because as far as now we happen to be relatives. Whatever remains behind, he can also contribute that. They collected the 5,000. Myself, I went with all of them up to Yundum. And this money was given to Bakari Dahaba. He called the DG in my presence. He didn't give DG any information about money. But what he told the DG before, he told DG, those things that we told you before were all lies. Whatever they said about Fadera, what I came to tell you were all lies. He decided to put his mobile on speaker. I was there. My elder brother here was there. My older brother was there. We had lunch in his compound. Truly, his wife, is a niece to my stepmother. After that, I didn't go to report anymore. That's how it happened. In that case.
And that was the end of your troubles?
That's the end of my trouble with them.
Okay, so in essence, you were first detained at the NIA for 4 days?
Yes.
And during that period, they...
Masa Congo 2 days?
Yes, Mansa Congo 2 days.
Yes.
And during that period, they inflicted, they assaulted you pretty much.
Yes, very well.
Yes. Yes.
And the next one is this detention for 1 month. And this 1 month detention, there was no infliction of severe pain or injury on you. There was no assault. There was no.
No, nobody.
Nobody beat me.
The other claim you had of the $37,000 that was already paid. Good. So, do you have any other complaint of any human rights violations against you? Before we move to the others?
Myself,
in 22 years.
In these 22 years, if that is the case, that's where it ended.
Thank God. Thank God. So now tell us about other human rights violations that occurred in Soma that you are aware of.
Thank you, Council. The ones I was aware of, I was there.
1999.
I think this was in 1999. 11 people were arrested from Jara Sikunda by the police. They were brought to Jara Soma. What they said, they said they decided to go against the government orders. Because the government gave them an alkali. They refused to pay their rates and taxes to that alkali. Because of that, on a Sunday, the chief decided to take them for trial. They were taken to court. The chief himself, Yaya Jajusi, he sent them for 40 days and took them to Janjambure.
tilta nan yole kaje
40 days, that's what they spent at Janjambure.
adu sojarol moto wole samba
They were taken by a military.
sojarol be ninkido be moto kono
Soldiers were guarding them with guns on board the vehicle.
wokata nyala elaran
That happened in my presence at LRR.
Let me ask you,
batu nge nyininka
their crime was they failed to pay rates and taxes.
ye luwa mentinya wala minde ko e manna mo le jo
appointed
lempo
impose alkalo e ko yebi alkalo me impose kam because it's a traditional line of inheritance wole be sa do ye memfo
What happens there is the traditional line of inheritance for the alkaliship, but this man was imposed on them and imposed alkali. This is why they refused.
ye memfonte ko itulman ba kala ma kamri be alkalo ko mbone la sa to
What they told me was that they were not even aware of anybody who was selected as an alkali in their village.
But did they know that the alkali to whom they were paying rates was not the alkali that was approved by the government?
Foi nata lon na ko etele alkalo melong e ka joro ke me yanung wo mu moleti me yalon ko man sakunda man na som pour ka o continue ka o bulaje
ye memfonte ko lunkili non inata e ko wo alkalo me maskunda ay men tombo ako atle mo alkalo ay sade mol kumande aw foy.
Well, what the information they gave me was that it was just one day that this man came and called them and said to them that now he is the alkali who has been appointed by the government.
But you know that the alkali is always given a stamp.
bare nyilne alkalo waro wate ka stampo le diala
Bake.
Really, very well.
And the other stamp is always withdrawn.
Our stamp was stamped do ka obonde amari bulule.
Hakan.
Yes.
Are you aware whether this was done in Sikunda?
fay in kalamura
Ye memfonte
sikunda sato kono ba
What they told me
it only arrangement o kan
and what the arrangement that took place,
ila kabila nyaton kolu
the heads of their clans, the Kabilo heads,
pour ise moto mbong
so that they can select somebody
in line with traditional inheritance, traditional inheritance way of succession.
in line with traditional norms of selection.
Isn't it the case, or wasn't it the case, that the villagers did not like the alcalo that was imposed to them?
Wala kata
sikundan kol malla finum alkalo la yemen tombo itolie
hakan wala kata kan.
Yes, that's what happened.
And in protest, they decided to pay their rates and taxes to the person they recognize as their alcalo.
Bake.
itolie men sute ko la mula alkalo de na la namo ni la lempol ni na na ko jo ila alkalo itolie me ko ime sute
Wala fa kata.
That's what happened.
In effect, the person who was not recognized by the government was the person receiving rates and taxes.
munta mansakunda men sute wala keta mode me alon ko wala be namol ning lempol ni mansakunda ma men sute wala be namol ning lempol ni kanin kan
Wala kata.
Yes, that's what happened.
So therefore, in the eyes of the government, somebody was receiving rates without lawful authorization.
amunta mansa nyati le ngola mole be kisato kono je me yalon ko be namol ni lempol ta kan nyala sila la me yalon ko si loi man siro diala
Wala kata.
That's what happened.
And couldn't you see that in the eyes of the government, that the act of the people meant that, in fact, rates and taxes were not effectively paid?
Amunta wala
Because it was not paid to the recognized authority.
amunta men keta num moto ete law namol ni lempolo. Amanjo katu itelia di men na o manke modi mansakunda e men cross. Itelia etel mansakunda e men londi iteli nyanta di la men na. Amunta e manna joro ke oya.
Wala fa kata.
That's what happened.
And didn't you see that as a violation of the laws?
Fo imaje ko wo muluati nyaleti.
Masakunda la karola luati nyala bari wo fana la loi e to la karola yadele ko wo fana e to la nyanto tinyala masa e to la nyanto tinyala kadu wo mu to fana la juleti pour masakunda accès consult because nyaadele ko local government act be je ko in consultation with the traditional line of inheritance.
That's really on their side. they did what they did was against the law. But what the government also did to them was against the law, because the government should have consulted them and give them the information about the new person who has been selected. Because what they knew before was the normal line of inheritance, which was the norm before, which used to take place there. But if they bring in someone new, suddenly, and they didn't have any information about this, this is what caused the problem.
Let me ask you this. If there was a person collecting taxes in your area, the government changed the person, you did not like the change. You even believed that the change was unlawful. You proceeded to pay taxes to the person who the government did not authorize to collect taxes. Don't you see that you would have been in violation with the tax rules?
Wala mtonyati kadu masa kundale be marlim bankola anu ay authority sorle ka mo appointed dawda bari fana ñun fala la ñan tolem comme lolu government acte ya me ñame ni be mo to bonna e ñana consultation kelale sate molu wala fana e tol fana sita wala kan wala mula right ya amta ko ko fana bola protecta.
That's quite true, but the government should also realize that if they take a new person, they should have been given the information that a change has already taken place, then they will be able to know what is going on. But they were not informed, they were not given prior information.
You see, these people were tried for a court for not paying taxes. Isn't it?
Of course.
That's what happened.
Wasn't it in fact true that they did not pay taxes to the authorized authority?
That's what happened.
So what's the problem?
They also because they also saw it that the government violated their rights because they were not consulted.
So if there was a rights violation, in fact, that would not be a rights violation. That may have been a procedural failure on the part of the government. So the government may have failed to observe the procedures that it's set for the purposes of appointing an alcalo.
Woto mansale nata je ko kolu falintale puru inyanta alcalo tombol na silo men na imo silota wo falinole nata kolu sabu
wole conflict sambana.
Yes, but that should not give rise to the refusal of the people to pay taxes to the authorized authority, to the lawfully authorized authority, or to the authorized authority for that matter.
Bare o manyana tinala o sate molie balanka namo jo nyanta jola miya masakunda min tombo pour nyanta namo jola miya.
So can we move on? It appears that the commissioner wants to say something about it.
Yeah. The individual, the community member, is not obliged to pay to the alikali. You could even pay directly to the area council.
The
reason for paying through the alikali is to ensure that the alikali can even foresee his commission or her commission and whatever.
But if you
pay at the area council, they calculate that and pay to the alikali, even though it doesn't go through his hands or her hands. So it's not obligatory that it's paid to the alikali.
So it makes it even worse, really, for those who claim that this is a rights violation, because it just goes to show that these people completely failed to pay taxes. Because if they did not recognize the alkali, they could have paid to the area council, but they did not. They chose their own alcalo and wanted to honor that person and paid their rates there to their own peril. But let's move on to another topic.
Okay. Kota Gavana?
Another thing.
LRR?
In LRR,
Kumanda Bankoro?
in LRR as a region,
2001?
in 2001,
Abri register banda?
after the registration,
Party me Yukapa UDP?
the party called UDP,
Inara na mul men yalonko ye consider ko?
they came and the people that they considered
All manga Gambian only?
that they are non-Gambians,
Iboda West African sub-region okang?
they came from the West African
But they
sub-region,
settled in LRR?
but they are settled in LRR,
And Wolia few go Wolmanyana register for la voters card?
and they feel that those people should not get voters card.
But the APRC la Makuro okang?
But the assistant of with the assistant of APRC,
Inara na register for voters card?
they got the voters card.
But atondi IEC la sarol ko?
According to the IEC's regulations,
Ni mo voters card soto?
if an individual person got a voters card,
And among qualify as a citizen?
but he is not qualified to be a citizen,
Also, ala ownership on the voters card also challenge before revising court.
you can challenge the person's how he got the voters card at the
Revising court.
revising it at the revised court.
Revising court.
You ni mota ni mfulona wo samba revising court. Ye molto kafunyo kang region be kang.
These 12 people, they happen to take these people, so they mobilize people in the whole region.
Ya samba revising court.
They took it to the revising court.
Ko wolum la register pour ya tebulu.
That those people, their registers should be taken away from them.
Okito kera sinya kilimfula.
That case took place twice.
Bari enara na kito faling.
But they changed the court
Bari APRC ko le dabula kito kono.
because of the involvement of the APRC military.
Sai ye charge sound le charge la UDP ko le kang.
Now they shown the charges to the UDP military.
Ko le false information la o mol.
That those people, the UDP people gave false information.
Ye kitindi.
They were tried.
Magistrate Buba Jao.
The magistrate was called Buba Jao.
Ye samba janjambure tilta lulu.
They were taken to Janjambure for 50 days.
Okera nyala jere.
That happened in my presence.
Wol intole ngte fo ngamra ni moja ba ila ngamra wol munyanta tinyal.
Myself and many other people in LRR, we took that as a violation of rights.
But do you know whether those people provided truthful evidence that those whose registration was challenged, that they were not in fact Gambians?
Ako fal yalo ne ko wol yese diar senengo fango funtindi le katandi ko ko molu manke gambenolta.
Momo e moments samani. Mo kili moment samani.
Each and every one of them, the person,
Abote ave sile la sate oldo.
they are resident in their village.
Anu ya amari lonne.
They knows the person.
Ya lo na abote sate juma sub region kono.
They knows the person.
Abote banku juma sub region kono.
Which country or which region.
Asene ate mala ko manke Gambian court.
It was clear to them that those people.
Wala ate na ye saman.
This is why they were summoned.
Give us examples.
Slan santengo di molla.
Wol mari nyola tol mo wol samana ko council.
With their names, I did not bring them along.
Are you suggesting that Buba Jao of precious memory unfairly convicted these people?
Well, ndola view mu woldi.
That's our view.
Kafoko because ketio ni me saman roke.
Because the person who made the summons,
Yo la chargero shift.
you shifted that summons.
Yala men amane radale yala mo kamya ko man saman roke.
But
Transfer
Mr.
it to the
Fadera,
person who did not make the
that
summons.
is not funny and it is not uncommon.
Ako Mr. Fadera ni manke jele ko tide.
And it is not uncommon.
And
manke kutumi alonko amandalikela.
For the simple fact that
Niajibe mias nanga wofo.
those who petitioned the revising court
Nule safaro ke wo revising court ko.
may have lied.
Asikino yakumo fole manke to nyati.
And if they lied, they could very well be prosecuted for giving false information. So the question is whether there was evidence and that in both trials the judges acted in accordance with the law and in accordance with their best understanding of the evidence. So unless you have evidence, you cannot say anything about it. You cannot leave it to guesswork. You cannot leave it to speculation. And I want to believe from what you have said, it looks like you are just basing it on speculation. Isn't it the case?
Council.
These people who made the summons, they are all elderly.
And you made somebody yellow.
And Kebas don't lie.
They knows them.
And Kebal buka kumakensangol fo.
Ibuka feniafo.
That's my belief.
That's my belief.
Okay. So Kebas are all angels. Kebas don't lie.
Kebal alfaleti andu ikatonya lefo.
Okay. So then we leave it at that.
Thank you.
The next one.
Again.
2007.
I think in 2007. I was aware.
Just a moment. Sorry. Let me take you back. Do you know some of those people who were convicted and sent to prison for 70 days?
50 days.
50 days,
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Yankuba Sonko. Ramo Sonko. Masane Dampa, yes. Momadou Diop. Labali Cissé. Are all these people UDP?
Very well.
Continue.
Yankuba Sediba.
Boubacar Sediba. Do you know whether any of these people have filed an application to the TRRC?
You know, dole fatale but men be baluni men fatale dimbali application or savele, but dole fana baluni application.
Some of them are of late now, but some of them their relatives have filed.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you very much. This would be looked at further to see whether there is any evidence suggesting that these people were just tried and wrongfully convicted simply because they were UDP people. And they were being punished for challenging supporters of the APRC.
Be kol kiskisela ka jibe foto nyalo nyimolu ye kitindi leke sorong andu woni luamanta ko katung lotal dron ko ka ko nyin kelem yalon ko APRC ko le mi unity APRC ko le mi ke mi yalon ka mambete to lewo lekele so to nate muta wolla ka ke kitindi ke sorong wol.
But for the purposes of this hearing,
bare nyin mbel ni sio minto la kola,
would you just agree that you do not have any evidence to prove the allegations that have been made?
Ibe sonnale ko ite CDR table mi atina iba tandile janka jako ite kumo min foten tumiro min foton kulo mi alon ko kusenongolom
kuma
sotorengolom
that you do not possess any evidence to prove the allegation that's just been made?
Ko CDR table mimba at senen la janko ite tumiro min foten kulo min sotota
Hani.
No.
Thank you very much. Could you proceed?
Thank you very much.
2007.
Again.
2007, Nimanyina.
In 2007, if I may remember.
Soma town Alcalo.
Soma town's Alcalo.
What's his name?
Kemorin Dabo. Well, Somala town algado then.
He was the alcalde of Soma town as he was then.
Ani se for ya jaji.
Him and the chief ya jajisi.
Ye nyo saba keno kola.
They have a problem with the land.
Se for ya jaji.
Chief ya jajisi.
Ye memfonye.
What I was told.
Ko kemorin dabo, kemorin dabo.
That kemorin dabo.
Abari malemu ya jaji barne kemorin.
It's an uncle to ya jajisi.
But kabi ye nyo saba.
But when they have problem,
a police will order a kemorin arrest.
He called the police ordered.
Kemorin ya detained police station.
They arrested Kemorin and he was detained
24 hours.
For 24 hours.
That
happened in my present. I myself, I found him at the police station.
And do you know the basis of his detention?
What I they have a problem about the land issue.
But do you know who was right?
No.
Honey. No.
So you do not know whether there were any human rights violations in that incident? Okay, so then we leave that one too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, move on.
Again.
Almamo ba Soma sate Almamo town Almamo.
The Imam of
Soma town Almamo.
Soma town Imam.
Alhaji Karamo Kante.
Alhaji Karamo Kante.
Ya
Jajisi.
A police will order your arrest.
He ordered the police to arrest him.
Yasamba police station.
He was taken to the police station.
Ya charge.
He was charged.
Quite false information of the Yaya Jamel.
That he gave false information to the former president Yaya Jammeh.
Yasamba Kitola.
He was taken to court.
Mansa Konko.
Magistrate in front of the magistrate called Surahata Danso. There the trial took place. At the end of the trial, the magistrate Surahata Danso,
Alhaji Karamo Kante Imamo,
Alhaji Karamo Kante, the Imam,
acquitted and discharged.
Acquitted and discharged him. That happened in my presence in Soma.
And did anything happen to the magistrate?
Thank you very much, Counsel. When he did that, you were aware that that Yaya judges with the chief.
Another report of APRC.
He made a report at the APRC. Because the day of the judgment, I was there myself. Fadera. The magistrate, what he said, according to his investigation at his own level, that the chief, if you see this Imam Karamo Kante, if you see he was reported,
the
chief's brother or his stepfather, is the one who took Alhaji Karamo Kante's land during that conflict. The chief supported his stepfather. This is why he did this to this man. The magistrate was able to be aware of all that. According to his investigation, what he said in my presence, he said the chiefs violated the law seriously. We read something in my presence that is the job of the magistrate Surahata Danso read that in my presence.
Local Government Act.
He said, according to the Local Government Act,
duties of the CFO,
the duties of the chief,
Section 137,
according to Section 137,
subject to powers and functions vested in the district authority, under Section 139,
Section 139 Yafonyaming,
CFO shall
CFO Nyantale,
A,
follow,
promote,
Kidimandiroke,
good order,
Marali Kendola,
and stability in his district.
Ala Tungdokang.
B,
Fulanjango,
reside over district tribunal, and here,
sorry,
and determine matters
over men be caring
which
men be caring
they have
ye menke
jurisdiction
me alon ko ibala kitiola bunda koto
according to law.
loi ay landi nyame
C.
sabanjango
Promote
idi mandiroke
the general well-being
mu jama rahmano
of the district.
ala tundo kan jama rahmano molla ki kola
D.
nani njaw
Safeguard
kantandireke
the tradition,
taraku kotolla
customs,
na adolla
culture
na adolla han kabi
of the district
banko ala tundo kanje ala to
and promote
aninga kidi mandiroke
the well-being
molla jama molu
of the people.
molla nafa
E.
nulu njaw
Keep
sabatindirike
a register
sabatindirike register la
every village
sate o sate la
in the district.
même bala tundo kan
And F.
du woro njaw
Perform
aje ko ka do
such
ko
orders,
do ko la
duties
menu yalon ko
as may be
na jareta la
assigned to him
ni yata ya do ya
or her
ye men do ko men diala
by the council
ansule do ko men
or
diala
commissioner
waranto commandant
plus governor.
waranto commandant
I need for nyala.
this is what he said in my presence
But magistrate ko
but the magistrate said
based on his own attainment kisiro menke.
based on his own investigations
Ako si kefo ya jaji
he said the chief Yaya Jajusi
trouble men bekata LRR
all the troubles happen in LRR
atele kake.
he is the cause
Make it that. Anu woman kala do koti.
and that is not your job
Atenya na kairol sabatin la.
he should try and maintain peace
But amantra baraka.
but he is not doing that
Anu ayala interfere fana ala court proceeding to.
he also interfered during his court proceedings
Because one of the witness
because one of the witnesses Sero Dobeje
menya na nala ate okitio to.
that who was supposed to come and attend that
Anu
trial,
womo alfalti.
and he's an elderly person.
Anana tabe tonya falale.
When he comes, he will speak the truth.
Mo kili mo sefo tara la koda kono.
One person, the chiefs went to his compound.
Akaya ko ntoli be da korda nyina ko.
He said to him that we all agreed that
So nga karamo nga kongolala.
we can allege Karamo,
Po isa sorong almamo.
he can be Gail.
Adu fana ila jamakan.
So you can also join the
Sedo
other witness.
sefo ko woman kendea.
The chief said that person is not well.
Sefo fon tata loptano to.
Chief himself went to the hospital.
Ako chief medical officer ko
He said to the chief medical officer
Basiru Drame
by the name Basiru Drame,
e nyinke ba mako medical paper to.
so that they can help this elderly person
So
with a medical
ate
paper,
fitino la kito nyatlimun.
so that he will not appear before the court.
E Basiru Drame fana yo medical paper da.
Basir also prepared that medical paper
Ayadi keba ni na keba ya kizilai.
and he gave it to that elderly person. That elderly person
Magistrate
also
ko.
forwarded it to the court.
Magistrate ko
The magistrate said
ako sefo ya dabula ala court proceeding kono.
said the chiefs interfered with his court
Anu lu
proceedings,
aman songola.
and the law did not accept that.
But sefo be siri sira men kan.
But the care where the chief
Wala
is,
horomo ni munya kan.
the respect accorded to him.
Wala atina aman sefo nyin ama arrest.
This is why he did not make an arrest order
Aya samba janjambure.
for him to be taken to Janjambur
But
prison.
sefo e menke
But what the chief did,
memu sefo la do koti
according to the
amo taman.
he did not do that.
Ada baya amarra ko
And he is advising him,
asa jiko falling.
let him change his
Ay
attitude
kairo sabatindi
and try and maintain
ay
peace.
mol bo nyola
Let him
akana mol du nyola.
let him not create
Wala mala do koti.
people. That is his job.
Ako karamo ko sela so ko ne man fenke.
Said to Karamo, go home, you did not do anything.
Mboda o kalama.
Mr.
I was aware
Witness,
of that.
you are recalling these facts from memory.
Nkana ha
Sedo
ba ke fambe ke dudla to le.
Yes.
Kabiri wakata
When that happened,
o keta problem ba de biati.
that was a big problem.
Sefo na raba junu
The chief came all the way to Banjul.
anala mole nyoje
He saw with his people.
na kalam ta ko
I was aware that
wo lamin kababajo
Lamin Kababajo,
atele mula mata political o karola
he was the one
ani national assembly matters
he was the one responsible of their political affairs and National Assembly matters.
atele diamta ngamira daily news le ni daily news bejang
If I may remember, he was the one who spoke to the daily newspaper.
ay news conference keje press conference
He had a press conference
ay magistrate ko la
about the magistrate.
ako magistrate kuma ka memfo
He said what the magistrate said.
Honorable Madisi atle asafe
Honorable Madisisa was the one who wrote that story.
ako lamin kababajo ko
He said Lamin Kababajo said Allegations he level against the chief. If I may remember the way they paraphrase it was that.
The utterances made by the magistrate Sahara Danso is capable of bringing hate and disrepute into the office of the district CFO of Jarawes. Extra. Now remember fully.
I can't remember that fully.
Then
the magistrate was sacked from his job and he went home.
This particular incident has been noted in our investigations into the violations that happened in the judiciary. We are aware that Magistrate Surahata Danso, upon giving a judgment that was not satisfactory to the government, was improperly dealt with by the government. Thank you very much for that one. Do you have any other violation you have? Which one?
Yes, I was aware.
2014.
In 2014, these people, the NIA arrested them.
You enter NIA under detention?
They found me NIA, I was under detention.
Lamin
Dabo,
former governor,
the former governor,
Alkali Sala, GDC la National Assembly candidate for Jara West,
GDC National Assembly candidate for Jara West,
Sheriff Ba, GDC la mobilizer Kabada area,
GDC is mobilizer Kabada area,
Bubakar Jallo, GDC la council candidate for Jaduma Ward,
GDC is council of Jaduma Ward.
Enter NIA.
They found me at the NIA.
Kabinata.
They said when they came, they said
they
were brought there by the NIA. But they said they got a report from the chief judges. These people I mentioned here. They said these people they met around Kabada Misra. That Yaya Jammeh was supposed to come on a presidential tour. Because Kabada, the whole of Kabada, LRR,
APR 100%.
Those people are the APRC 100%. Those are the people who did not have any development on that.
2014.
And now when Yaya Jammeh is coming for his tour in 2014, what they told me at the NIA, whether it's true or lie, I don't know. That's what they told me. They said, they said they made, they wrote some banners.
Primary school ground.
They will go to the meeting venue at Soma Primary School.
So
that they can tie the banners up. They will come and say, Kabada did not have any development. And Kabada is the 100% APRC. So they said what Yaya told the NIS again. It will not stop there. They will throw stones at Yaya Jammeh's meeting venue. NIS arrested them. But when I was there with them, they spent 2 weeks there. I'm aware that the NIA sent a team of investigators. But after they did their investigation, these people, they said this allegation that they said it was leveled against them by Yaya. The NIA said they did not see those allegations.
What do you mean by they don't approve?
They did not see the allegations.
Yes.
They did not have any evidence.
But let me ask you this question. Demonstrating in front of the president, that is lawful, isn't it?
Yes.
That is no that's not a problem. But throwing stones at the president during his meeting, that would be unlawful. And yes. if there is a plan to do that, it would be a national security issue, isn't it?
And ni ofero fanan sitile ka fuko police woke. O fanan make la kulete na tanko tanka la kulete police ata si haklo.
Na ra wala mtonya very well.
But all that is true. That's very well.
If there is any information about that there would be a reasonable basis to carry out an arrest and investigate.
No nio kibaro fanan soto wota ba nyanta tale puri tol sita e molmuta odulanto.
That is the obligation of the government.
And we don't know whether Yaya Jajisi had genuine information or not.
Andu malum fo Yaya Jajisi ate kibaru senengole soto wokulu kono.
Council. Ndenga lonko.
I knew that.
If
that
iota of truth now,
if there is any iota of truth indeed, those people all of them. That's my belief.
But what we are saying here is not about whether the allegations are true or not. The important thing is whether there were reasonable basis to believe the allegations.
Ntolbe mi fokanya manga ko e mintumiro mi fotonya la fotonya bare fo kuya misale ko asikeno kuti mi alon ko asototale.
You see, the basis for arrest
mi mbasa bla fo e molmuta
under the law
na loi la siloto
is reasonable grounds to believe that the persons concerned were committing or have committed an offense.
Anyanta kala tukule timi alon ko kusenangol mi mbakela ko ngi mario la silo ni ko tonyalom ko anjarita le pruye ngi molmuta.
That's the standard.
Anyanta kala wol nya betata wol nyama.
So we cannot tell whether Yaya Jajisi fabricated evidence against these people just to have them arrested and detained. We cannot say that, can we?
Sila wayata ndine ko ntolta funo la ko Yaya Jajisi ay ko mutala ka dada dron pour ka je ko se mano ngi molka.
I see you shake your head. Are you agreeing with me?
Ajele ko ngojija fo inteni be nyomo kaneba.
Baka fawde.
Very well.
So therefore to say that Yaya Jajisi got these people arrested in violation of their rights, that would be speculation, correct?
La niko Yaya Jajisi ay nyimol mutale akele fo nyimol muta and atara o manyal minke ay won la hadama di nyanta tinyale ke kamunta ko mira ku wolom dra malle amanke kut mi alon ko aseniatema.
Correct?
Baka.
Very well.
Okay. So then if there is anything we can settle for here is that their detention for 2 weeks without being taken before a judge, if they were not taken before a judge at all, would be a violation of their rights.
Ning ataram tol jang be ku fola janne mi alon ko e minke la mang betia wolom ke mutake sindi dula kelin folo kum fola me kitindi o mu handa madi nyanta tiñalit.
Baka.
Very well.
So that's the only rights violation we can agree on as it is on this particular case.
Betembo minto handa madi nyanta tiña ngindoronom nyanta benna kambe na wol drone la ko wole keta jang yin ko wol kono.
Baka.
Very well.
Do you know of any other one?
Baka, kanale.
Very well, I'm coming.
Kotake fana?
Again.
Ajolong.
Kotake fana?
Again.
Yaya Jajisi? Yara Wesefo?
Chief of Jaras West.
These
3 people I'm coming to mention.
He
said he is the one who took their land from them.
Kassim. We are not dealing with the issue of land.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, Abarakai, violation. Okay, since the land issue is...
Yes, because if we want to deal with land
something ought to happen.
Something
because I back.
We must say something.
Because you don't need go government land.
Because if you say government land,
government land, the whole property belongs to every Gambian.
that belongs to all Gambians.
We are not dealing with the issue of land. There was meant to be a land commission which would deal with the issue of land. If we want to take that up,
Forget about that one, since that one is beyond your mandate.
Okay, what
I mentioned here.
Amanjari
okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Ngamira wolem fengo to me alon koko nyanta tinyal men kata LRR say kadu tanku
I think these are the violations
nyanta tinyal do beja men kata Kiang Kulikunda
that there's another one that happened in Kiang Kulikunda.
Kulikunda 2001
in 2001 Jongulas
me nyaron kaya
headed by
Solo Bojang. Rara Kulikunda.
They went to Kulikunda.
Ye Kesabamuda.
They arrested 3 men.
Ye Samba Sato Kono.
They took them.
3 men, who and who?
It's inside the village.
Okay, thank you. Wala mu Jansuru Njai.
What?
Jansuru
Njai.
Karafandi Njai. Baba Njai.
Baba Njai.
This should have been Njai Kunda.
Jongulas went to their village
2001.
in the year 2001. They said these 3 men, they got a report that they used to insult Yaya Jammeh in the village. And they got that report long since. They arrested these 3 men. What they told me, it was raining. They took them outside. They brought them outside. They asked them to crawl on the ground. In water, they were having guns. What they told me, Solo Bojang,
Kausu Kamara, small boy, something
that person, small boy, there's another person. But the people I cannot forget is Kausu Kamara Bombardre, Solo Bojang, and other people.
Yes, Munumandi.
They were made to crawl. What they told me, they said they were kicking them. They were moving around the village. Let's go around the village. Their wives were looking at them. Their Kirlians too were looking at them. The relatives were looking at them. They said they were doing that. They were made to do that for a long time. When upon the satisfaction of the Jongulas, they arrested them. They were taken to Kanilai.
For how long?
2 days.
Okay.
Kanilai too. Swamp. They say there's a swamp. There's a lot of water. Their legs were tied. They tied their hands. They put them in that. What they told me.
Who told you this?
You know, Jansuru Njai.
Rafandi Njai.
Baba Njai, what a job America.
Baba Njai is no longer here, he's in America.
But
I got this information
Do you know whether any one of them has made a complaint to the TRRC?
These 2 people, their complaints were written at the TRRC here.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And again,
Kian Jomar.
in Kiang Jomar.
2001.
Kiang?
In Jomari. In the year 2001.
After election.
After the election.
A night after the election day.
Suto janding karte fa besila.
No, after the election.
Suto karte fa kera suto mena suto nying.
The day after the election.
Fa kera kilungo mena suto.
What elections was this?
2001.
Presidential or
President, thank you, presidential election.
Wolem President Karte Fayo,
Boricham,
Boricham,
Bundio, Menta More,
the owner of the house,
I mean for you.
what he told me,
Wait, Katu Jani election Vesila,
because before the election,
APRC, Betambila Katamitunga Jasobo.
they were passing, going for a meeting in Jasobo.
Yaje, Alabunka, UDP Balorobe,
They saw on top of his house there was a UDP flag.
Ilamoto Lura,
APRC, their vehicle stopped.
La 22nd July Boys or Kobe Selaje, Santo.
Their boys, APRC 22nd July boys, they want to climb on top of that house to remove the flag. But their elders said, no, don't remove it. There will be a day that this flag will be.
I mean, for a day after presidential election.
What he told me, a day after the presidential election, they said, according to them, they were lying around, they were on bed around 2 to 3 a.m. Unknown people came. They climbed on top of their house and poured fuel. They set the house on fire. They were in the house, they were not. It was the villagers who came to them, they are telling them that your house is getting fire. They were assisted and what he told me, all their belongings got burned in the house. Their rice, their animals also got burned, they died. And they said it has serious disturbance to them.
And in this particular instance, these people only have suspicions that the house was burnt by APRC supporters.
Ni kol fanan kono ni mol mintam kordani itro fanan lata sobo mi soto ko ni la bungo ni ya jani nul ya jani APRC ko la mol ya jani
yolo fo ko kabri bita mitu la Jasobo.
That's what they said. They said when they were going for a meeting in Jasobo,
ko be balero jinla.
They said they wanted to remove that
bari la kebal ko ala bula jindi nominal.
Their elders said, no, this flag, there will be a day in which the flag will be removed.
So, election, la first victory.
After the election, their second victory, their house was burned.
But
they suspected that it was done by the APRC.
So that is just a suspicion.
Very well.
Proceed.
After that, now LRR, as a village, it's called Madina Fonkoi. In that village,
500 meters ile campo beje APRC. 500 meters campo.
It is away from 500
meters ile.
The camp there 500 meters.
500 meters square.
I think it's 500 meters square.
The campo
they have a camp there.
They
said they used to train the 22nd July boys there.
Paramilitary activities.
On paramilitary activities. Spying.
And other things.
That's what they are taught there. And those are the people who normally you move around the village to listen to people's voice, to go and report people. Those are the people, when UDP is having meetings, they will throw stones in our meetings. Because I have one case in the village called Jala Sankuya. People were in the meeting. Many stones were thrown in the meeting. One big stone happened to reach to one woman called Mariama Jame. Broke her teeth. That happened.
And on this one too, is there any proof that those who were throwing stones were APRC supporters?
Yes, there is proof. They arrested one person
police
and was taken to the police.
He
was taken to court. He was fined. He paid the fine.
Did the person tell the court which party he belonged to?
100%.
Okay, thank Thank you. Do you know the name of the person?
It's late now.
Do you know the name?
I know, but it's late now.
Is it contained in your report?
No, I did not. I may give you.
We should know the name.
No problem, I will give you.
All right.
Again, it happened.
So be Jara Breng.
Another person from Jara, but the village is called Wellingaraba. He said he
Musa Sabali.
By the name Musa Sabali. He said he was in his compound in Wellingaraba. He said the boys of 22nd July came to and was asked to board their double cabin pickup and was taken to the bush and was beaten. That what he used to say, they used to hear it. He also made that report.
Was this person maltreated because the person did not belong to the APRC?
Ni mari matala le katunga mantra APRC patilto. Wala na inata mutaka malika.
No, they said he used to say bad words against APRC.
So he must have been anti-APRC.
Wala nga manke APRC patit dingote.
Maybe.
Proceed.
Well, these
are the human rights violations that happen that I am aware of in LRR.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fadera. I'm
asking, there is another human rights violation that happened after these 22 years. I don't know whether I may be given, yes, after. I don't know whether I will be given.
We don't have a mandate to listen to after 22 years. Thank you very much, Mr. Fadera. I have no further questions. And I hand you over to the commissioner.
Thank you, Council, and thank you,
Mr. Fadera.
To testify. This clash between APRC supporters and the others. The supporters of the APRC are not agents of the state or acting on behalf of the state.
Ngi APRC la kanuntele banke ko mansa dokula purka ko itol be
masala toyala
ha be lokan masala ko wala.
Is that correct?
Can you confirm that?
Ko mantra mas lori masaya.
Ha mantra masakunda dokola kom kamanya me monyolka.
And they are not acting on behalf.
Mantra masakunda do bare ikadoko ke masakunda toyala.
True, they are not working on the government, but they are acting. They are acting.
Do we know that for sure?
Very well.
Thank you. Commissioners, if you have any questions, please indicate. Imam C, you have the floor, please. Yeah.
Kassim jërëjëf.
Kassim baraka.
Sa leeral bi nga leer ni ak coono bi nga sonn.
Senendro mi senendi jang andi ñebata bi take.
Man li ma lay laaj mooy sa bitig bi.
Lafte ñi kala min na wala mi la kanti ngoti.
Biñ la joxoon ñaata at nga fa ne?
Kabiri ye kanti ngi ci kaya dile le tarta ji sanji jelu.
1989 to 2008. Can someone help me? Okay.
Someone help. Calculate.
2008.
Yeah. That's what the council says.
Fula area council bi joxoon ñaata at nga fa ne foofu lay laaj.
Area council min di e sangi jelle soto ji la fa wala lol na.
Wala 19 years.
19 years.
Dañ la doon fayu.
Be jokanilu.
Were you paying rent?
Annual.
How much?
Were you paying annual rent?
How much?
150 per year.
Téeméer ak juróom fukki dërëm la doon fay ci at bi.
Area boobu yow rek lañ fa joxoon wala am na ñeneen ñi fa nekkoon?
ko ma fangoto ya dite dam mallam fo ni moño dolle bi je
la dol fana ka di molale
yes there are places
am na ñeneen ñu fa nekkoon ñoo xam ne tam joxoon nañ leen place.
Someone is translating Imam C.
Okay, all right, sorry.
ila jabiro ñi fenke ba nga fofu tout ba
bi nga nekkoon noonu mané ndak boor yooyu yow rek yaa fa nekkoon wala amna ñeneen ñi nga xamantene area ko kam joxoon nañ leen
mo dol fanal be jeli yemer fanal wutu
there are other people whom they remove there
ñooñu itam comme niñ la joxé won lañ leen joxé won
o mol fanan ya di tele ñame ya di wolle wala ñama
council ka kanti mo kanti di ka di al hala kili wala ñama
council every council that they normally give they give it to the same, under the same condition
ñooñu buñ leen génné nangoon nañ
o mol kabriye bondi ji tol sontale
well at the end of time I am mantra pro le
it's left to them to those people I cannot talk on their behalf
mantra on debe sirina ko case lo kunaja
I am here for my own case
waaw yow xam nga dañ la defaral teranga dañ la jox ñu ne la suñ ko soxlé ñu jot ko
ko ite ye buñale
di am no lawol to yalla imam
ya dile la buña kan ko ni sulata la wati bina tale bul fana
waaw léegi yow sa time bi bu mu jotee yow nga bañ a bàyyi
sila ka muta ko ite la wato ka rabanta ite fana nate banka boji
imam wa ko mo ya fa ko la time bi aga men fo ko
I want you to
tell me la condition condition kam man ni atra ko ya lon ko amanta ni silola
ibadu man
thank you left ya fa ko man say ñin din to la satro le kam
government give it to me on conditions
what satro wala atina ye right soto le kan evict kambondi ye right soto kambondi
those conditions that gave them the right to remove me evict me from the place
bari tolle fanana ta foko ilawo eviction wala sembo me babande ko ya baile pour imam lafta ayo kalamta
again the same condition also they rely on that they say they have suspended eviction again
wala atina kabiri ko ya suspend
this is why when they say they have suspended the eviction
what suspension of botan and minister of local government
suspension came from the ministry of local government
through me alon ko communique member da president officer
through a communique that came from the president
ya suspend imam
that was why the reason why they suspended it
kabiri ya suspend
when it was suspended
point of order that communication you did not see and the advice according to you was not written, it was oral.
Andung yamaro ite committee afo nyaming amanga ko ya sa fel
bar lettre member da president officer
ya foni dakalol to ten rek
ba lettre member da president officer
but the letter that came from the office of the president
kana area council
that was sent to the area council
and governor ya
to the governor
I
saw that letter and I read it.
What did it say?
That the petition that I write, the petition I wrote, that they because they did not what I did not happen in that way. So that it can go according to the law.
So the letter is against you.
Not that.
Because
the letter that I write, they can explain themselves that the letter was sent for that purpose.
So what more minister ko?
That was the time the minister said, he said to the director that let them suspend the eviction for now. We are done.
Let's not reopen the round of questioning on that.
I think we had gone through that already. Imam, see if you don't have any more questions, Commissioner Kinte.
Imam, see
pare nga kay ñu dem ci commission ci
Kinte man kay pare na parce que ñoom condition bu set lañ ko joxoon
ko wa be dama te fanam pare te baray mi
imam commissioner Kinte
yeah asa on woto tariaka ntela ñinen karol bita sekundankol la ko
my question will go to the sekundankas
na ñinen kar follow
my first question
konna adoto
according to our tradition,
Adi fenkilim fo ko sefo nyanta na adol ning chosanolu kidi mandilale.
Because he said one thing, you said the chiefs should promote our traditions and our cultures.
Woto ngamira te nyanta taramendo wala mu na ado ka menke siolu be Gambia be menu tamu alkaliyati ninke ba mabota je afata.
Then I think what he should do, all the tribes in the country, if an elderly person died,
membe wulu sangoto anomo we sije.
the person next to him should be given the leadership.
Ngadol fango je la kalanjuro soto bari tolle be no singoto.
I have seen some people, they have constraints, but still they are the one on the leadership.
Kabunya dile yene doko dundi koto ke makoi.
They will give the honor to. They will take the honor. They will be having the honor, but they will bring their youngest to on that.
Dole je buka tara sate o fankang, buka hane tara banko fankang bari kadila.
Some of them, they will not even live in the village or in the country here, but they will choose one of their relatives who will take care of the village. If you see people are doing it in that way, they don't want our tradition to escape from us. If at all we are living. But you said we have seen another living. If you are to bring them together, if you are not fools, you will not take all that traditions and take them and throw it away. Maybe theirs will be different, different from ours. But maybe it will be lack of understanding from the mind. But if that is there, even our hours, all the time we should try and join these new ones. Because life is all about changes, so that we can change step by step. This is why they ask the chief to promote our cultures and our traditional beliefs and values.
Now,
if at all there is a village that you know, one of their elder passed away. The person who was next to him was the person who has been given the leadership. The type of politics that person is engaged in. If at all that person did not have his own way of politics that people will not like, the chief, the work that he is given, that person will have to empower that the work of that chief. And previously, I told lead council, it is not a force for you to go and pay your rates or tax to the alkali. There are many times myself I went to pay my rates and taxes to the area council directly.
But the
receipts counterfoil. If payments are done, they will calculate that amount and give the alcalo his commission.
Of course,
sorry?
Grieved.
If at all that the other person, there is no other person who is grieved about the other person. Giving it to their own person for him to take that money to the area council. It will not reduce anything up to the chief. And the alkali that was forcefully given to them did not reduce anything to him.
And among area council
and it did not reduce anything to the area council. But there is something that doubts me in this thing. I want you to answer it. These villagers, their own chosen alcalo that they have chosen, was he the first person to be chosen, or they choose him before the president will choose their own?
What
What they told me.
Ko.
That
Sato be Benkang.
the whole village,
Ada alkalo tombo.
the whole village is coming together to choose their traditional alkali. Sorry, I don't know.
Dandang akatele alkalo.
Sorry, I don't know. Mr. Fadera. Eko?
Eko sade mulbe be on ka domani. Puru kana ila tosana alkalo tombo. Kabilolu.
Yeah, the
Kanu
Kabilus.
kordalu. But janni tole be parela wala.
Before they are done with that,
Modo nada ani letro ko yatele ka alkalo.
someone came with a letter saying that he is the one they have chosen to be the alkali.
Wala kata.
Letter ka bota minto.
They said that letter, where did that
Ako governor
emanate from?
venga tondi sefo la dia la ko governor wala appoint.
He said the letter was given to him by the chief, and the chief, the letter was given to from the governor to the chief.
Utakamунటే local government law act men code janko
Then
inyanta kela in consultation with the community or at least the community leaders.
Then meaning that
Omankenung.
the act that you quoted here, that these actions should be done in consultation with the communities.
Wala tena council ko.
This is why
La
council-
procedure lu.
Yeah,
Yo le violate council ya fujan.
That's what they have violated.
Il faut la procedure lu. Yo le violate mina na ye violate.
That why they have violated? It was
Come
because of
sebe men kala je wala be kele nyati. Abe kele dati, abe kele tulot.
Because the person they are going to
I understand.
Let me clarify that.
Yeah.
What I tried to suggest was, even if there was a violation, it was not a violation of rights, but rather it was a violation of procedural rules.
Second question.
Una nyunu dung ye namo nyin jole ya di nyina ila ada alkalo la bang fo majo.
These people
Yeah,
did
they
pay
fashion
their
at
rates
the
and
state.
tax and gave it to
Ya dia
their
la aka
traditional
samba era
alkali.
council
Ore na sa banyaw jabile.
Yeah, let him finish.
Ya jabile betara. Ya dia lale atata be
Finish.
They have paid and gave it to the alkali, and the alkali take it to the
Ngamello.
I know.
Ye kodo be kaf nyomal.
They mobilize the money.
Sato wala majority alkalo. Traditional alkalo.
Yeah, traditional
Kodo
alkali.
diala.
They gave him the
Samba
money
area council.
so that he can take it to the area council.
Aya samba je.
He took it there.
Kasia ko ay oda soto sefo bul ko akana ko domura.
As the cashier said, he got an order from the chief that he should not handle the money.
Oto ay nyinin kala kuto bulanding hakilo to saying. Niye sato farada lulu.
If you split the whole village
Waram
into
farada tang.
10 speed.
Ha ni ya mira ni menu ya kafu nyoma ila ada alkalo tata diala tata samba area council ya na bay wo ni ya faram jumala siata ani men mansakunda men tombo ngadila
Ye men foni.
What I was
Ya
told.
faram.
You split it.
Ya faram sila sabat.
Split it into 3 parts.
Amunda koko 3 farad la fula.
It's
And
like,
half. Wole ya di
it's like
jamal
1 and a half.
Faral dula fula ani half
1 and a half.
ni o kondo bita komen tango tang sey nyong
Wole kata.
akamunda keme tan sey nyom be waranta worula ni lulu wol be akafu nyom ya dinyal kalo la bira sambere kansule ana bay
Yola.
That's what they said.
nyinal munna nyinin karol da baraka ba
These are my questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. If you have any concluding remarks to make, you may please proceed. Mr.
Silang commissioner la karola mo manso me lafta ke nyininka kiamane
Bundaile,
keno
Yakuba
dilale.
Kalabangol.
Thank you, Honorable Kiaman.
Inumbara baga honorable Kiaman.
Abaraka bake lead council.
Inumbara baga lead council.
Albedo ku kendo menaja.
This honorable, this good job you are doing here.
Kantung ka kukuru ka abondi munyokono.
Because to investigate bad things,
Sako mini yake kango be bulnu.
especially those who did it at that time, they were having the authorities.
Amandia.
It's not easy.
Atoli fana ale fatiata bake.
You people also, you are very brave.
Anu aliake alale.
You are doing it for the sake of Allah.
Me fahamuta wolbe alon ko atol mana ko dini laja.
Those who have the understanding knows that you people are not here to look for money.
Atol na tala banku dia nyanto akamulla nyanto dila.
You are here to protect people's right.
Woto nte bafula ala baraka bake Honorable Kiaman anila lead council ani molbe.
Then for me, I am saying that thank you very much, Honorable Kiaman and lead council and the entire staff, because this job you are doing is not an easy job.
Bari ni la mo APRC la forum la.
Because if you listen to APRC's forum,
ikatole bamane.
They used to insult you people's mother.
Nuonu somanda urara tribula.
Every day, both day and night in the evening.
Ani esa boy banjun.
Especially Esa Boy
Banjun
and Kiaman.
Boy banjun wala mezan.
Boy Banjun, they refined.
Oto ali o problem ani o bata ani Tokyo.
After taking those,
Ali aga bangudi alante kamita.
I think you have taken that in the interest of the country, not because of money. You cannot leave your job that you are doing in Europe, especially the way I see it. You are doing a good job.
Support
We should all support you.
But
to give the truth to the person, the person who offended never wanted. Because nobody wants to be an offender. And especially if there is a trial, one will win, one will lose. The person who loses always is unhappy. He is always agreeing. But there was a passage,
APRC.
Those who they used to say, we will do it, nothing will come out from it. Go anywhere you want. I did not say, they used to say. Now God has brought TRRC. If people are saying, narrating that, they used to say, people used to come here and lie. They used to say that if we come here, you used to give us money. Because for me, somebody give me trouble. I did not confront him. He is
outreach mission.
TRRC's outreach missions. They call me that they are calling. I was also disseminating the information in the village. I reached to one chatting place. I said to them, God willing, the people from TRRC will be coming here and they want all of us to converge.
APRC, former National Assembly member Njai Dabo.
APRC, former National Assembly member Njai Dabo. He said to the people that do not go there. This TRRC is not good. They used to give people money so that people can go there and testify to say lies, to level lies against and Yaya Jam APRC. I said to him, I said to him that if someone said this, I will not listen to him. But you,
National Assembly member,
you were one time our National Assembly member. You don't know what is what. If I take you to the police, will you be able to prove that the TRRC, they used to give people money? He said to me, that's what is happening. I said to him, that statement is a lie. It's a lie. Anyone who is saying that is lying. Your APRC people use the lies that they used to disseminate. I'm appealing, let us stop those kind of actions. In a trial, not everybody wins. People sat here in this very condition. They said they are people who kill. Huh? The time they were killing people, they were proud of that. But when they came before this commission, they were crying. This scare, many people, if they sit in front of this scare, they feel dizzy. Those people, previously, they used to be proud of what they are. What I'm saying, let us agree that two people, if they have conflict, both of them will not win. It's only one who will win.
Gambia transformation
and Gambia's transformation will continue.
Because Solo Sandem
lost his life in reform. And the reform is yet to come. Let us accept the reform and change our attitudes. One person should not say that he is the law. You are the person who is implementing that law, but you are not the law.
nga moje osi menka for dabo
This OZ, I'm saying Dabo,
ni momo samba na nyatli una natra UDP keslem
anyone who is brought before him, if at all that one
Akafa-
that case
alabula
is,
said.
UDP, he will say he make instruction for that person to be taken.
ay
To
muso na de na no bulasel
he instructed a woman and her child to be taken in the cells.
UDP lem
That person is a UDP.
ay muso na kono kare se kono bulasel
He instructed a woman, a
Ako
pregnant
UDP.
woman, 8 months to be taken in the cells
Luante
because he's a
motati.
UDP. Because the law does not belong to nobody.
ite ka law
owns the law.
enforce le ka ta mandile
You are just there to enforce it.
ban tolla janga meje jang tonya inform ti le wori amre tolle mudwar
But here in this country, really what I see,
With
the
the security
uniformed
sector
men,
reform.
they think that the law belongs to them.
security sector reform
The security sector reform
abe forol kono de
is just from the mouth,
bar kero manna
but the actions is yet.
kero wole be falindro sabul
The actions has to take the.
ni
the-
police o e mola nyanto tinya
If a police officer is able to spoil
ngaje ko
somebody's
police ol fu ya fana muda ya chati ya samba kitola
we should see to it that the police officers he should arrest that person also and take him to the court.
do ko tam takala
Other people will not emulate.
men ye mo falke
Those who kill people,
uniform ol ye wurela
let them be.
Ndola victim ol me
take
be
the
la
uniforms from
yola
them. Huh?
victim ol me be la rari ko
Our victims in LR, that's what they said.
men ye mol fa
Those people who have killed,
men ye mol tocho
those who have tortured people,
banko la uniform o bela
and they are still wearing their uniform,
ye uniform o wurela
let the authorities take the uniform
kadun
from them.
telefon la la rari mo be je me alon ka mo falek
Even in our LR, there is a
akay
person
arbi
who
uniform
used
o
to
bala
kill.
men kada laj kanit
He's still wearing our uniform. He's
ngari
called
photo
Ajika.
sota la karo lamba falal
I have a report from him.
ay mo fula la
I'll say.
mol fa wol ko ni aje uniform o ko ne kijo le ke fare ko war ni na
He
soma
killed two people, and those people, they said
Ekonye-
anytime they saw him, they feel angry.
e ko nyete report o kelen nye bang fo e senyi bondi nye jang kadun tul nyaaje nga haklo ka bula na mol
They said, can't you make a report about this man? Because anytime we see this man, our
nin
mind
tara
used to
victim
reflect our
center
people.
meeting to
When I went to a victim center in a meeting,
lungo lung safo je
every day I used to mention it there.
lungo lung safo je
Every day I used to say it there.
ngoy hanni ma bondi
I said to
bari ni victim ol ko ni
if
aje
they
kijo
did
ka
not
fare
remove him.
haklo ka bule la badi mulela
But these victims' families said anytime they saw him, they used to remember their
haklo ba ka
relatives.
United Nations la UNDP la office on beja
I can remember UNDP's office that is here
ane national security advisor la office o
and National Security Advisor's office
through victim center
through Victim Center.
inata LRR
They came to LRR.
e ko nata fact finding mission
They said they were there for a fact-finding mission.
ngejia
I hosted them.
ngam victim ol kumande moli la concern to
I called the victims and each and every one of them raised their concerns.
ya fo United Nations la representative o nyaala ko
They
ni
told-
ni aje
they
jay kijo
mentioned
ke
it-
faral
they mentioned in front of the United Nations rep that these people, when they saw them, at any time they saw them, they feel uncomfortable.
national security advisor la representative fo aya safe buko kon
National Security Advisor's representative said he has written the concerns in his book.
bari kabirin tera ton sira pour kadia
But when it was time for
nka
me
e
to talk,
safe ro man kumade
I said and it is not important to
kero
write it.
wala kumade
Actions is more important.
adu man kero
But we don't see any action.
yo loi do kula se loi kanta bari tout man ke loi
Those who are working under the law, for the law, they should guide the law, but they are not. It's not their
o
property.
kumada bak
That is very important.
nko never again
We said never again.
me kodol ka ke jang
There are certain things that used to happen here.
nyanna aklo tla pour nko never again bari ni mas kunda falinta pour never
We
again
should be mindful of that because there was change of government. We said never again.
comme e politicien ena
For example, a politician will come.
aita presidential advisor
He or she will go to the presidential advisor
akay ko
and tell him or her,
kari fulane
this so person
abe do ko la masa kundale
is working with the
bar
government,
UDP lem
but he's a UDP. So
ala bay do ko
sack him from his job.
wonya na bana gambel de
We graduated from
amam
that.
bande
He's still here.
abe jang
He's still here.
mo politicien ena
A politician will come.
aita presidential advisor adama baro
He will go to the presidential advisor Adama
akoy ko
Barrow,
kari mun jawol
and he will say that this particular person is my
ay ne
enemy.
nalim mako nga trouble
Help me to trouble him.
wonya na bana jan
We should graduate from that.
wonya na bana jan freng
We should be graduated from that. That is a clear violation of rights. I think that's the purpose of the commission here. Then if we are told that those kind of actions is still here, if even this commission ended, then commissions will continue existing in the country here.
Victim Center, Gambia Victim Center.
Gambia Victim Center, they tried very well. Because in this country, from Carton to Gunjur, there is no person who can say that he is not aware that there is a victim center. Each and every village in the village, that anybody, each and any person go there and register complaint, give a complaint that your right has been violated. There are some people whose right were violated, but they are scared to go there. Some will say they have left everything in the hands of others. But Victim Center used to tell them that if your right was violated, if you do not reveal it, Victim Center activity a school support program. Victim Center, what I am aware of, they have school support program. They used to help children for their school fees.
A medical support program for
They have medical support program too. Even in my area myself, there are certain people who benefited from that.
Social support
and psychosocial support.
They
are the people who made TRRC to be more popular.
Because in
very well, because anywhere we go to, we used to mention the name of TRRC. Because TRRC is having the balance to separate everything.
The
advice I'm giving to this sitting government,
well, never again.
That is never again.
Victimize.
To take person to victimize him because to take that person and block him. That is, we should end that in this country. To allege someone just to drive him, to sack him from his job, we should graduate from that. Every citizen is equal to the resources. Each and every person is your right to join each and every political party that you wish to. And election is approaching. We should all try and maintain peace.
The
president should help us because he is the one who has been entrusted with the authorities. Everything, the police, the soldiers are under his command. The people who are supporting the president, they should try and preach the peace. They should not say that we will do something out of it. If their supporters come to them with complaints, tell them that let them go to the police or let them make a summons. Or there are people attack other political parties.
The
sitting president has already created his own political party. If his supporters have problems with other people, that executive serving under that president should not go to the police station. That is a bad indication. That is the same as what the former president Yahya Jammeh was doing. I saw the president's entourage, they went to the police station. They were talking there, people started recording. On that day, I was afraid, seriously. I was afraid. I see to read that during the time of Yahya Jammeh, that was the but we were thinking that has ended here. But I'm appealing for that kind of things to happen. If the president's supporters came with a complaint, let them tell them that let them go to the law. But let them stop calling the police.
Mbesiring e Barola State House Fadera.
Mr. Fadera.
Fadera.
Can we limit this? You know, our mandate is to investigate the past. It is important to learn from the past so that we don't make errors in the future. But let's try to limit what we have to say, especially with regards to the government of the day, because whereas it is important for all of us to learn about what has happened, this really should not be transformed as a forum to talk to the current government. Perhaps maybe that's.
Thank you very much, Council.
What I will do.
I am for Gambian.
This is the whole Gambian.
Bari ngamo president controlment last nama Gambia.
Because I heard the president say.
Automobile duty le mu Cairo Kafo.
Then this is our duties to maintain peace, to talk about
Cairo
peace, to talk about peace.
Cairo Baran.
And to act peacefully.
Cairo Foro wala mu neoti.
Talk about peace is the tongue. And the tongue is talking. And when we are acting, we should act peacefully.
Because banko fo mo clear marala.
Because as a country, there must be a leader. We must have a leader. And each and every person should try to look for the position. Let us try and maintain peace. Conflict. Our these supporters, they are the architects of conflict. We should not accept all their words. I thank the entire commission members.
Honorable Chairman and lead council.
Starting from Honorable Chairman. Also thanking my family. Because my family, they stood for me the entire 22 years, past 22 years. They supported me both. My mother also used to pray for me both. She's old now, but I'm also extending. We should all be mindful of terrible things. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Fadera, for your testimony.
Mr. Fadera, ila said and the road anila kumakang yela kumakang dasoro menna.
This commission was established to provide, among other things, provide the victims an opportunity to relate their own, in their own accounts, on the suffering that they had endured.
Mu kolea menu taki mulla mialon ko sanyi muani fulo komando kol meni kolea taki puruka harije ka silo yele puri sila o kolea nyena ya fintindi moya jube de marobe ki dino lela nyame.
Since the 7th of January 2019,
kabring January karo dilworo wula 2019 sango kono.
We have provided exactly that opportunity to victims to come and testify before this commission.
Ngo harjo yele moli en menu yalon ko kolea soto puruka na jang ke la kolea dal sata commission nyati ngola jang.
We're not targeting any individual.
Mantra dolingo la kan hanim mo killing.
We're not targeting any region.
And mantra dolingo la kan dina killing.
We're not targeting any sections of the Gambian population.
Mantra dolingo fana la kan hani ikafu killing banko kanjang.
The principal objective of the Summer Commission
na hameng da be mu menti nyim commission oto
is to create a historical record
of
the violations that occurred here during the period July 1994 to January 2017.
December 2017.
In order to promote reconciliation and healing.
In
order to respond to the needs of our victims.
In
order to address impunity. And to prevent a repeat of these violations. And recommend appropriate preventive mechanisms.
Isaje commission fana be sutendro ke la kula sila la me alon ko jikoto ni wasilo tata don kolbita kula e banko kan.
Institutional and legal reforms as well.
Andunga betar law kono wala nyidi ko do ko bundal la falinya aninna luwani fana na falinya banko kan jang o fana betar la ko kono.
This is the work of the commission.
Nyina mo nyin commission bala do ko
It's not going to be intimidated.
Abete kala kudi me alon ko moba danda do aduna na do ko kono.
Certainly we're not going to be afraid to carry out this mandate.
Andung hani ka biya be sabatri ni fana ko nte sila la pour loi do ko sembo men dina pour ngana do ko ke nte sila la pour ka do ko ka nyama.
We will endeavor to carry out this mandate
to
the best of our ability. Council, you have many submissions to make before we conclude for the day.
Mr. Chair, I would like to put in some few exhibits.
Please go ahead.
The notice to vacate served on Kassim Fadera should be Exhibit 224. The notice to vacate, which was, the notice to vacate, yes, should be 224. That is that of 13 June 2007. And notice to vacate, which is suspending the notice earlier given, should be Exhibit 224A. And transfer of ownership of land documents would be Exhibit 224B. Then Foroya newspaper dated 26 to 27 November 2007 should be Exhibit 224C. And the Daily News dated May 7th to 9th, 2010 should be 224D. And Daily News dated 12 to 14 March 2010 should be 224E. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Yeah. Council, is it still your suggestion that the allegations made against the magistrate that you recall concerning, from the witness, that they should not be part of the record, even if they had been
No, Mr. Chair, because here we had a judicial decision and a judgment. It ought to have been appealed. Well, for some reason, the appeal did not go through. The allegations that were made are not supported by what is contained in the record. So, there isn't much the Commission can do with that. And after all, the record seems to show by 3 witnesses that his claim is not the case, and he had the opportunity to challenge that in court. He didn't. So
I thought you had made a splendid defense of the integrity of the magistrate.
Indeed.
And if that is part of the record, then perhaps some of the but anyway, leave it.
In that case, we can put in the record. Mr. Kambi, give me the record of the magistrate's court.
Yeah. Fine, we will. Can you? Yeah. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Just to remind him, John.
So that should be Exhibit 224F. Exhibit 224F. What is the record of the proceedings?
Actually, no, I'm not taking a position yet. What's your advice? You still maintain that, or you think as I said, it's in view of your
okay,
your
let's
defense.
put it in, Mr. Chair. It's safer. 224F. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. Kinte,
yeah. Also, in his closing remarks, he made 2 points that are very sensitive. I'm not sure whether we had captured it adequately earlier on. Like breastfeeding mothers were detained with their children. An 8-month pregnant woman was also detained in custody. Have we got it adequately, or do we probe a little bit more to substantiate and quantify?
It is not really humanly possible to capture everything by way of investigations that is said by witnesses. He still has an opportunity to share that information with the commission. So he could revise his report and send it in, and we would take a look at it. Mr. Fadera, do you want to share your report of the rights violations in your district?
aka men fo wala min ko ila report woni meye men sabe fo bela fledin commission ya talabang men keta hana mani la nyanto la men tinyata na tundo kanje.
Could you send me that one? Could you send me that one?
Yeah, especially about these two cases. That has a juvenile implication.
I am not sure that one is captured, but...
Council?
Yes.
Now, allow me to prepare and give it to you.
No problem. No problem.
I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
Okay, thank you very much. Cheers.
And Council, the last submissions that you just agreed to would be G, F and G, or F alone? Sorry, F. Yeah. Thank you very much indeed. And this brings us to the end of the proceedings for today. It's been a pretty long one, a long day. We will resume tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock sharp. Thank you very much. Meeting is adjourned.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. Mbokk yi ñu ngi leen di nuyu leen siyaare seen xarit Alhaji Abdoulaye Niane moo ñëw tey di leen yëgal programme bu ñu war a tàmbali ci Block TV ajjuma ju jot li ko tàmbalee ci 10 ci suba jàpp 11 muy 10 heures ci suba ba 11 heures waxtaan woo xam dañ koy jëmale ci wàllu wér-gi-yaram ak wàllum pajum aajo ci cosaan maanaam traditional medicine muy li ñuy wax fajum cosaan képp koo xam ne am na lu ko yitteel ci wér-gi-yaramam nañu dàkk àjjuma ju jot bu 10 jotee ci suba ba 11 insha allahu rabbi dinañ fa nekk ak yéen ngir laawante ak biir ak yéen lii nag mag ñi la gën a yitteel donte jamono ji ñëpp a tawat waaye maa ngi wax mag ñi bu leen kenn jiit ci programme bi ndax da ngeen ci mën a jariñoo jërë ngeen jëf.
Assalamualaikum Gambia, assalamualaikum diaspora. Man la FC Baye Xafi jéggi dégg maay soppe mairie àndandoo si pay ndax si ñoom lay taataane maay capitaine lu jigéen ñi ñu teetu loolu la yàlla dogal MC Baye am na programme bu ñu ooyee wane ko programme bu bees la bi nga xam ne tey mu ngi daw Block TV fii si Gambia Block TV ñoo indi wane ko ambiance la pàqal ñi wane musique fecc muy Gambia ak Sénégal gën mbax gën mbax xaar leen ma sponsor invited nag ñu ngi di xaar ngeen ñëw jàppale ñu doole ñu si programme bi man la MC Baye xam ngeen ne du ma leen may dara te lu ngeen ma may rek ma fanaanoo ko su ma jéggi su ma xale yi pare leen acca la ñu lëmbal wane ko